On today's episode of the News You Missed, we're going to discuss a Vice writer who decided to detail and discuss Red Dead Redemption's players attacking and killing feminists in the game. This is somehow a news story, and I'm going to cover just exactly how biased and upset this individual is. Before I jump into that, I would request that you click the subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date with video game news. So if that sounds really good to you, you go ahead and click that button, and I'll see you back here for another video very soon. Now, let's jump right into the video. So to begin with, the title itself is pretty provocative, and there's a smoking gun at the end of this. I assure you, I'm going to completely destroy this guy's argument entirely for one simple fact. But let's cover the story before I jump right into that. Red Dead Redemption 2 players are excited to attack and kill feminists in the game. So I found these videos myself personally as well. There are videos out there, Red Dead Redemption 2, annoying feminists fed to an alligator, and albeit whatever you think about them, funny or not, the comment section is indeed loaded with people with less than desirable opinions in public society. Okay, that's fine, whatever, you have your own opinion about life, and you're on the internet, anomaly is enabled, so you feel free to comment whatever you want. And that's how I personally feel about it too. Now you'll notice that the same guy seems to be uploading these videos, well, one of the more famous people, and he keeps uploading these videos of this annoying feminist. So when you go to this location in the game, this annoying feminist's dialogue causes extreme problems. So you're going around shopping and you're talking to the tailor, you're talking to someone, and their dialogue essentially gets cut off because this feminist here continuously screams about voting. Let women vote. Okay, that's great and good. The game is produced around or during, set in the era where women were fighting for the right to vote. Now, the whole crux of this article and the argument that this journalist is trying to make is how this feminist is portrayed, which is negatively. Well, not necessarily. The feminist itself isn't portrayed negatively, it's just an NPC that shouts the lines that it needs to be shouted, which is, let women vote. And when the player actually interacts with the woman, it is explained how or why, what is going on, and the woman prompts the person with question, what do you think about women voting? Should women vote? And the player does have the right to do whatever they want. They can walk away, they can shoot her, they can fight her, they can tie her up, kidnap her, things like that. It's an open world game that allows you to do anything you want. But the point is, it's not portrayed in a negative way, it's portrayed in a pretty neutral fashion here. And the argument being leveraged here is that it's not being portrayed properly because players can do whatever they want to this person. So let me ask you this, you would rather have this feminist here expounding the rights for women to vote, but be some type of statue that is immune to all sorts of damage and everything else in this open world game for whatever reason. I mean, it's not even that massive of a quest to complete. It's not the crux of the game. The game's storyline does not revolve around allowing women to vote or helping women to vote. There are side missions that involve that, but it's just not the main purpose of Red Dead Redemption 2. Hence why I'm very curious what this person exactly wants out of this and out of Rockstar as developers from the game when he's making this article. Yes, people are being crappy. Yes, people are doing what they want in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, this is an open world game that lets you do basically anything you want. And wow, holy crapola, wouldn't you know it, people do some pretty nasty and terrible things when there aren't consequences attached to it, like going to prison for the rest of your life. When reached out to, the individual who hosted this YouTube video stated why they put this video up and why they keep putting videos up like this. And they stated, I know you're probably expecting some political answer, but the truth was, it was just a simply funny moment from one of my streams. I decided to upload it as a separate video. I'm not sure if they intentionally made the NPC annoying or not, but when he's shopping for clothing in the game, it causes problems with dialogue, constant shouting, and it becomes annoying. That's basically a summary of what he said. This isn't some type of gag from several forum outlets on the internet just to get the goat of someone. It seems that Vice has been caught in the net of, hey, you're triggered over something you really shouldn't be triggered over. Now, I told you, ladies and gentlemen, I told you there would be a smoking gun at the end of this, and so there shall be. Let me explain. Because the individual who is uploading these videos is Shirako, I'm very bad with names, so you'll pardon me, but I'll pop him up on the screen right there. There he is, Shirako. Well, Vice does this whole entire article about how attacking feminists is bad, attacking feminists is negative, and how can feminists be portrayed in such a manner. But they simply omit something very important. You can also find the Ku Klux Klan in this game, and you can do the same exact thing. So where Vice sees feminists and the right for women to vote as progressive, good, thumbs up, we need to defend these issues and not allow people to have the freedom to react in any which way they want, they also see the KKK as nothing, because there's no counterpoint, there's not even a mention in this article about that. Oh, but if it stopped there, you could say, oh, that's just happenstance. Maybe he didn't know about that, because he does comment at the end of the article about how he hasn't even finished his game yet. But no, here's the thing. That video of someone finding the KKK and killing them all, guess what? It's from the same YouTuber. So there's your smoking gun, folks. While they're perfectly content reporting on the fact that a feminist is being beaten up in a completely open world game. This game is based on the Old West. It's based on old times. You have the ability to do basically anything you want and resolve situations in any way, shape, or form that you would like to do. They are not content with expressing and explaining how you can also destroy very, very racist individuals and you can stop the Ku Klux Klan and interrupt their meetings. They're not content mentioning that, but they're content mentioning people beating up one lone feminist in a place where her dialogue interrupts people. It causes problems. It causes issues, especially with subtitling, I would imagine.
Vote. It's a national disgrace. I am an American. Come on, people. Let me vote.
So, the long and the short here is that while somebody is extremely triggered over feminism, they are very happy to overlook something that might counteract this or explain that because this is an open world game, it doesn't necessarily have to fall into the spectrum of people being crappy just to be crappy. People are doing what they're doing because this is an open world game and it's completely free to do so. Yes, there are crappy people out there and they're not going to stop being crappy, but when you're playing an open world game like Red Dead Redemption 2, it's not going to stop you from doing what you want. I've never seen articles written on the senseless violence and the murdering of tons of women in Grand Theft Auto without it being from an extreme bias perception or a point of view. The Anita Sarkeesians of the world, if you will. And they are out there, there's no questioning that. And this individual who seems to have written this article from that biased point of view definitely seems to be falling under that spectrum. You're extremely biased. You don't like this game. You don't like the ability to do negative things. You don't like the ability to, on the other hand, do positive things, like kill the entire KKK there. So at the end of the article, you can see how biased this individual is because he summarizes the encounter with this feminist in the game itself. But then he also explains that the level of sophistication and political commentary from a developer whose debut was Grand Theft Auto celebrated for having a fart button. This guy is definitely got a massive chip on his shoulder against the developers of Grand Theft Auto, and the reason is likely because they are not portraying feminism the way that he would like to see it portrayed. You can choose to do whatever you want against this lady. People are choosing to attack her because the current climate that we're in politically, and they know it will get views. That's why this person uploaded it. That's why people are watching it. That's why there's the comments that there are. They're inflammatory. They're purposely there to get you riled up. And when they put them out there, they know that they're going to get views off them. So whether your community is toxic or not, when things like this happen, it's just something that you're going to have to deal with the video gaming industry, with YouTube, with the ability to express yourself freely and writing articles and talking about it and saying, oh, it's such an awful and horrible thing. It's not going to magically stop people from feeling the way they feel. Probably due in good part to articles being written like this, where people just laugh and laugh and laugh at the writer for being upset at players doing what they do in a game that is open worldy like this. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's why people are getting triggered off the annoying feminist in Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you think this person should be this upset? Do you think he's wrong? Do you think he's right? You leave me your comments down below. And as always, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked and shared this video and let other people know what's happening in the video game industry. Now, you can click that subscribe button, stay up to date as aforementioned, and I'll be heading out. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. I'm gonna have to do some investigating myself. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, you'll be here. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for taking the time out to watch this video.